Welcome to Reading the Bible with Pastor. Today we're on Genesis chapter 42. Joseph has been in Egypt for a while. The 7 years of feasting have come to a close and we're now in the 7 years of famine. Joseph's brothers in Canaan with their father Jacob are currently dealing with that famine and now need to buy grain from Egypt. Now Joseph will finally be reunited with his brothers. They had not been in contact with each other since chapter 37 here in Genesis. So let's see what happens. When Jacob learned that there was grain for sale in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Why do you look at one another?" And he said, "Behold, I have heard that there is grain for sale in Egypt. Go down and buy grain for us there, that we may live and not die." So 10 of Joseph's brothers went down to buy grain in Egypt. But Jacob did not send Benjamin, Joseph's brother, with his brothers, for he feared that harm might happen to him. One thing to remember is that Benjamin and Joseph were born of Rachel. Rachel was the favored wife of Jacob. Also of note is that Benjamin is quite a bit younger than the rest of his brothers here. Thus the sons of Israel came to buy among the others who came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. Now Joseph was governor over the land. He was the one who sold to all the people of the land, and Joseph's brothers came and bowed themselves before him, with their faces to the ground. Joseph saw his brothers and recognized them, but he treated them like strangers and spoke gruffly to them. "Where do you come from?" he said. They said, "From the land of Canaan to buy food." And Joseph recognized his brothers, but they did not recognize him. And Joseph remembered the dreams that he had dreamed of them. Remember here, remembering those dreams where the sheaves of wheat bowed down to Joseph, and the sun and moon and stars bowed down to Joseph as well. And he said to them, "You are spies. You have come to see the nakedness of the land." They said to him, "No, my lord, your servants have come to buy food. We are all sons of one man. We are honest men. Your servants have never been spies." He said to them, "No, it is the nakedness of the land that you come to see." And they said, "We, your servants, are 12 brothers, the son of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is no more." But Joseph said to them, "It is as I said to you, you are spies. By this you shall be tested. By the life of Pharaoh, you shall not go from this place unless your younger brother comes here." He's basically swearing on the life of Pharaoh, saying that if they do not do this, he will kill them. "Send one of you, and let him bring your brother, while you remain confined, that your words may be tested, whether there is truth in you, or else by the life of Pharaoh, surely you are spies." And he put them all together in custody for 3 days. That 3 days is a good amount of time for them to capitulate and maybe turn on each other or have a change of heart and do something different. But they keep with their story, which is true, and we'll see what happens now in verse 18. On the 3rd day, Joseph said to them, "Do this and you will live, for I fear God." Here Joseph lets on who he is because he says, "I fear God." Surprisingly, the brothers don't catch on to this. "If you are honest men, let one of your brothers remain confined where you are in custody, and let the rest go and carry grain for the famine of your households, and bring your youngest brother to me. So your words will be verified, and you shall not die." And they did so. Then they said to one another, "In truth, we are guilty concerning our brother, and that we saw the distress of his soul when he begged us, and we did not listen. That is why this distress has come upon us." And Reuben answered them, "Did I not tell you not to sin against the boy?" This is referring to putting Joseph in the pit and then finally selling him in chapter 37. But Reuben says, "But you did not listen, so now there comes a reckoning for his blood." They did not know that Joseph understood them, for there was an interpreter between them. Then he turned away from them and wept. And he returned to them and spoke to them, and he took Simeon from them, and bound him before their eyes. Now Simeon would be the eldest son who was a part of the plot to sell Joseph away. Reuben is the eldest, but he did not want this to happen. And Joseph gave orders to fill their bags with grain, and to replace every man's money in his sack, and to give them provisions for the journey. This was done for them. Then they loaded their donkeys with their grain and departed. And as one of them opened his sack to give his donkey fodder at the lodging place, he saw his money in the mouth of his sack. And he said to his brothers, "My money has been put back. Here it is in the mouth of my sack." At this their hearts failed them, and they turned trembling to one another, saying, "What is this that God has done to us?" Seeing that their money is still in their sack, it would seem as though the brothers had actually stolen the grain because they never paid for it. When they came to Jacob their father in the land of Canaan, they told him all that had happened to them, saying, "The man, the Lord of the land, spoke roughly to us, and took us to be spies of the land. But we said to him, 'We are honest men, we have never been spies. We are 12 brothers, sons of our father. One is no more, and the youngest is this day with our father in the land of Canaan.' Then the man, the Lord of the land, said to us, 'By this I shall know that you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers with me, and take grain for the famine of your household, and go your way. Bring your youngest brother to me. Then I shall know that you are not spies, but honest men. And I will deliver your brother to you, and you shall trade in the land.' As they emptied their sacks, behold, every man's bundle of money was in his sack. And when they and their father saw their bundles of money, they were afraid, because they might be framed for theft. And Jacob their father said to them, 'You have bereaved me of my children. Joseph is no more, and Simeon is no more. And now you would take Benjamin?' Here he does not think that from the Egyptians he would get Simeon back. 'All this has come against me.' Then Reuben said to his father, 'Kill my 2 sons if I do not bring him back to you. Put him in my hands, and I will bring him back to you.' Here Reuben is making a swearing that he will bring back by the life of his 2 sons. But he said, 'My son shall not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he is the only one left. If harm should happen to him on the journey that you are to make, you would bring down my gray hairs with sorrow to Sheol.'" Sheol meaning grave. So we see here that Joseph's brothers meet him, but he treats them harshly to test them, to see where their hearts lie now after all these years. And Jacob, seeing that he has lost another son, Simeon, does not want them to go back to Egypt with his youngest son, Benjamin. We'll continue to see how this story unfolds and whether Joseph changes his mind on how to treat his brothers. We'll pick up next time with Genesis 43, and as always, please subscribe and share this with others.